fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. This week we will be reviewing They Cloned Tyrone, out on Netflix. So if you haven't seen it, just pause this, go watch it, because chances are you have Netflix, and then come back. Like, maybe you're not going to the theaters to see Oppenheimer,
or they already saw it,
but you know, it's on Netflix. Before we get there, though, there are a couple new trailers we need to talk about. I want to finish with the big one. So the other one I have down here is Saw X or 10.
Saw Twitter.
Saw Twitter. Yeah, Saw the formerly
known as Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter. This looked bad. Like
Yeah, it looks bad.
I don't love Saw movies.
Thumbs down.
But
I was going to be thumbs down no matter what, because I just don't like any of them and never will watch them.
I found some of them at least intriguing. The last couple, not so much, but yeah, this one...
I didn't watch Spiral either.
I didn't watch Spiral either, I guess. Yeah, you're right. I didn't have to.
That one got panned too, didn't it?
Uh-huh. Was not terribly well received.
It was like 30%.
It was a good trailer, though. I remember liking that trailer.
Yeah, the trailer was great.
I didn't like it.
I feel like this is probably
It was like 37.
This trailer is just leaning back into like, hey, maybe you didn't like Spiral, but like, remember all
these mouse traps? Well, this one's got tubes.
Ooh.
Got saws on tubes.
Ooh.
Tubes on saws. Come watch some people die.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Not
I'll
into it.
definitely be skipping it.
Yeah, me too.
So, did you guys have other trailers other than Loki that I missed? It wasn't a big week for trailers.
We watched the Exorcist trailer.
Yeah, I saw that last week.
Yeah, we talked it. We briefly mentioned it last week. But yeah,
I think it looks bad.
Luke and I both watched that before the show, and I would agree that it doesn't look great.
I have a very, very, very specific something I'm looking for if I'm going to watch a possession movie, and that's not it. So,
yeah. I don't know. For me, it just didn't ring out as doing anything interesting.
Great news is I'm not going to watch it, so I don't...
Oh, yeah. Tyler actually doesn't care.
We're going to Clockwork Orange you and make you watch it.
I'll watch it if you guys want to,
we would be the worst friends in the world.
That's the only way I'm watching it, is if you guys want to watch it.
What if we bring cookies?
Ooh.
That would just be a bonus. I mean, I don't need cookies to watch it. I would watch it, and I don't think it'd be as scary as the original, just because the original like scarred me mentally. Same with Matt Reeves. Like, literally, the way he described it was exactly how I feel. Like, if I didn't know I was going to see that picture, it would give me nightmares. He has the same feeling, and it's like, cool. That's awesome. Like, a video popped up on my Instagram the other day of Linda Blair in the makeup next to the animatronic.
Oh.
And it popped up, and I was like, oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like,
gotcha good.
It just messes me up, dude. I don't know what it is. I'd be willing to retry watching that, though. I would be. Just to see if I could... if I could put it away. Or it would just completely mess me up all over again. And
I think you would be fine.
I think so.
Are you willing to be video recorded while this happens?
Sure. I'll just look
we gotta do it.
I'll look really tense the whole movie, probably.
It's okay, man. You've got Jesus. You don't need to worry about it.
You don't.
It still scares me.
All right. Well,
fear is the mind killer.
Indeed.
I remain.
Then we did get the Loki Season 2 trailer that dropped today. Thoughts?
Thumbs up for me on the trailer, but the Secret Invasion trailer was good too. So,
excellent point.
I'm excited for Loki.
I am too.
I did like the trailer a lot. And me and Brett were talking about this before. This is a Season 2. It already has an identity. Already has creatives behind it. So, it might have a little bit going for it. Also saw it's an internet thing, so who knows if it's true. So obviously I believe it. That Secret Invasion was actually the scrapped Captain Marvel 2 script before Nia DaCosta signed on.
Interesting.
And since it's on the internet, obviously it's 100% true.
Must be.
And they just reworked it into whatever
was
we got.
Was Gorbo actually going to be the main villain of that one?
Yeah. And then they're going to introduce Glorbo's son as well. It's crazy, right?
Glorbo's son. Was his name Gravik?
It's Glorbo.
Oh.
They're all Glorbo.
They're all Glorbo. Yeah. No, this looks good. Certainly still have some pause at this point with anything that comes to Disney Plus. At the same time, I agree with Luke. I think it's got a vision. It has an identity. It knows what it is. It's got a solid cast. You
guys are making me feel better.
And I think
this is good.
I think it will at least be serviceable to what it is. You know? With the ever-changing dynamic of what is Marvel, though, and, you know, where we're going with... We're not just writing out Jonathan Majors yet.
Not yet.
We'll see what ends up happening, so...
You good, brother?
I'm good. Had to adjust.
Over in the chat, Game Lord asks, I didn't watch the trailer. How will Ant-Man tie into Loki?
I bet it won't at all. I bet they removed some things from the script.
Yeah.
Just a handful of things.
Yeah, other than obviously, like, Kang's still around.
Yeah.
Kang's
a Skrull, don't worry.
Probably doesn't affect it too much.
I wonder if they're like, okay, that didn't work in Ant-Man. Maybe we can go back to just the long game now. Kind of like what we did with Thanos. Like, build up to a little bit of a mystery.
I don't mind the idea of having a more hands-on, ever-present villain.
Sure. I don't
the big
either.
Bad, but yeah.
But it didn't work.
It hasn't worked. Not yet.
Maybe Glorbo will pop up.
Maybe. All right, well then
Do you feel really out of the loop because you don't know the Glorbo stuff?
I don't really care, so no.
He's
man, I would feel out of the loop.
He is glossing.
I'm just here, man.
Glorbo's gonna rule the world and AI and World of Warcraft.
All of it all at once. All right,
everywhere.
Let's get to our main review. Big topic today is They Cloned Tyrone.
Heck yeah. Finally, something
film
good
by
to talk
Jewel
about.
Taylor.
Woo!
Over on Netflix.
Directorial debut, right?
I
think it was.
I'm gonna guess yes based on that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Was there nothing there?
Yeah.
On Wikipedia, there's no.
The Wikipedia, there is like a link, but it just goes to like an empty page. Probably feature debut.
Yeah.
Wrote on Creed 2, was additional crew on Rise of the Beasts, and wrote on Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Okay, well, I like two of those. I like two of those things. Fine.
Space Jam and Rise of the Beasts.
Obviously.
You love Creed 3.
Of course.
So we need to make sure we put in that distinction.
He did sound on Transformers.
Oh, cool. I love it. All right.
It's kind of neat. It's good for him.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the film?
I loved it, man. It was awesome.
It was great. I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a film that, again, we talked about like identity. It knows what it is. It knows what it's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't try and overcomplicate things.
It has a tone, two tones, but it like weaves one tone, weaves in another every once in a while. For some reason, that was hard to say. And then also a very distinct visual style, which I loved.
My first pro is aesthetic.
Yeah.
It looks like a 70s movie.
It's awesome,
It's
dude.
And it like has
cool.
that vibe, too, but
Yep.
like
I
with
was
the film grain.
super surprised at
Like,
how
it has, like,
well...
the little blops and stuff. Yeah.
At how well it looked...
How good it looked?
How good it looked. Being a streaming service, I expected a certain amount of compression and like... Because there's some parts of this that are like really dark.
Yeah.
But it looks really good.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to look at.
Yeah.
It's really funny, like, you know, I was sitting in the living room watching this while Bryn was napping, and Dana sits down and is kind of watching for a little bit, and this is not a movie that Dana would ever like. Like, she would hate this movie. But I was watching it, and she sat down and watched, and like one of the little blips popped up.
The cigarette burns.
Yeah, like, and she goes, "Was this shot on film?" And I was like,
"Shot on film 40 years ago."
I was like, "I don't know, probably not." But it's a cool little effect. Like, I love, like, it just makes you feel like just slightly more immersed in what they're doing.
Yeah, and then like when you mix that look with the set design of like the city, but then also the labs, just works so well together.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny too, like, people have been like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I just laugh so hard at what this elevator pitch probably was. It's like, "Hey, so I got this idea." It's like, "Okay, give me your elevator pitch." Well, a pimp, a hoe, and a drug dealer stumble across some conspiracy in their neighborhood, and the guy was probably like,
I like it.
"What?" Like, but it works. It works so well, and a lot of that comes down to like I think the cast.
Yeah.
The cast is so good, all the way top to bottom.
What did you say to me yesterday at dinner? Can we just cast John Boyega
in more stuff?
In everything?
Yeah,
more stuff, please.
More stuff. Like I would, and I don't mean like superheroes. I mean just anything. Like just, I wish he did more. Like I wish he had more bandwidth to do more movies because he's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen Detroit. Is that the movie he was in?
It's so good. And I'm never watching it again.
Like, I feel like I need to go watch it now.
The dude who plays Adam Warlock is the
bad guy.
Such an asshole. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah. John Boyega for more things. Love that, like, this came out right after Jamie Foxx put out a statement saying he was doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's fantastic in this. I love Jamie Foxx, so anytime he's in something, I tend to want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he crushes this role.
Dude, he's hilarious.
He's great.
He's hilarious. And then I don't know.
Teyonah Parris.
Yep.
Is that her name?
Teyonah Parris.
She's great too. She oozes charisma.
Yeah.
The three of them
they bounce well.
It bounces.
The scene where she is watching the security cameras was so funny.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, like there's just so many great moments. Anything with what's his name? Slick Charles.
Jamie Foxx.
Slick Charles.
Slick Charles is like hilarious when he like has to prop himself up in a moment. Like 1995 players ball pimpity. Like we don't get that like pimp aesthetic in film anymore. So like getting it in this just was so great. I don't know. I loved it.
I like how they're all different too. The three leads.
Yeah.
Very.
And they all have great chemistry. They bounce off each other really well.
Side note, Kiefer Sutherland's awesome in this too. In a very limited role.
Small role, but
very good.
Very, very
awesome,
good. Yeah, I wasn't sure how much I would enjoy the I wasn't sure how hard it was going to lean into the conspiracy theory stuff, and I tend to be hesitant on those kind of messages just because I think it's overblown in today's landscape, especially social media landscape. That said, this is a black film that understands how black people have been used in America, and it works so well with how the conspiracy is not just trying to manipulate them, but how it uses them on a grander societal level. I think that commentary is really, really tight, much tighter than I expected it to be, and it worked very, very well.
Yeah, and like to add to that too, and I can't take credit for this. A friend of mine posted this on Facebook. He kind of reposted it, so I can't go all the way back to the source. But essentially, it kind of just said like, you know, if you're a black man or woman and you watch this movie and you're saying that, you know, it's somebody else's fault that we're stuck where we are, then maybe you need to reflect a little bit, because really what this movie is about is if you break those chains, you can get out. Because like the stereotypes keep you there. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I don't want to spoil things, but like that's a big theme in this movie is that there's a lot of stereotyping by the government to keep people where they are. And I thought that was an interesting kind of viewpoint on it, because, you know, as a white dude, like I wouldn't have thought of that. But when I read that, I was like, oh man, like I can see how that would be the takeaway. And I thought that was really good. But yeah, like the commentary in this movie is great. I think that's actually, I wrote commentary as a pro. Yeah, I did. It's really impressive, man. Like I texted 5 or 6 people after I finished watching it, and I was like, "Hey, you have Netflix? Go watch They Cloned Tyrone. Really good movie."
It's kind of getting swept under the Barbenheimer.
Yes. Yeah, it came out at a bad time, but hopefully it has.
It'll have legs because it's
on Netflix.
On Netflix, I think they can. Yeah.
I hope more people watch it. Like I really think this one is worth people's time.
Yeah. Did it have any releases in theaters?
I don't think so.
In New York or LA?
I don't think so.
Darn. Hopefully they put him in so it can get. I feel like this could have maybe an underdog shot at some Oscars.
Limited theatrical release July 14th.
Did it really?
It had a 1-week theatrical release.
All right.
Limited.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. At least give it the opportunity to try and win something.
Yeah.
And there may be some award noms for it.
Because the only 2 movies that people seem to talk about, and I hope it's not like this the rest of the year. It won't. At least in film world.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to be Barbie and Oppenheimer. You're like, oh, what about this performance? Be like, oh, well, it's not RDJ and it's not Cillian Murphy. It's like, it's more than 2 openings in Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor.
But those are the 2 films that the most general audience will probably see all year.
Yeah, and I really hope that the legs can last a really long time in this movie because it deserves it. It's so good.
Yeah, it deserves
it says so much, but then also it's really funny.
It says a lot. It doesn't beat you over the head with it, and I agree. Like, it is funny. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. I was like cracking up watching this movie.
Yeah, technically it's well made as well. Mm-hmm. Like you talked about, it looks great. Editing's solid. Yep. Music's awesome.
The music is great.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like all of the pieces fit together.
Yeah. And then kind of what I alluded to at the beginning was I was talking about a tone weaved into another. It's a comedy, but there's like this eerie mystery, like almost thriller aspect every once in a while. Like when they first find the lab.
The first elevator they find.
Fontaine's looking around and like it's like on the edge of horror almost, like what he's finding.
Yep.
That tone shift is super cool and it works so well.
There's also some really good, emotional beats in this that work really, really well, and they're not like way overdone. Mm-hmm. Like it's so impressive. Like it sucks that it's gonna get overlooked because of the time of its release. But man, like I said, I texted like 5 or 6 people, like, you guys gotta watch this. Like it's really good. I would say like the hardest part, I think, and I wouldn't put this as a con, but I think the hardest part is like the language in this movie. Like if you're not comfortable with it, it could be a hard watch.
Yeah.
That could be off-putting for some, but it didn't bother me.
No, and I think
numb like I am.
Well, and
I grew up on the East Coast where like there are places where people talk like this often, and you just kind of roll with it.
I think it's also important. It's, not to go back to like the whole Barbie and Oppenheimer thing, but like certain films are made to appease everyone, and there are certain films that are made for either a niche audience or like it's important to remain true to who it is and the story it's telling.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those films, and it wouldn't be the same without that very natural feeling language. And I just use language in a general term, not necessarily.
I think it's cultural.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And it's always good for us, anyone, no matter who you are, to expand, at least take in a little bit of another culture.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And so even if this makes you uncomfortable, I would still
stick it out. It's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, age appropriate. I'm not showing my daughter this, but if you're in college or above, you can probably watch this and not like feel, I don't know, like it's not there to offend you. It's just there to tell a compelling story.
It's there to tell you, and you're there to listen.
Yeah. So listen a little bit and learn something new, and then go back to your culture and see what you can take from that movie and apply to your own life.
So, kind of jumping back to the cast, because I did want to mention, like, this feels very different for Boyega. Like, compared to everything else he's played?
He's one of those actors who came in hot, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars was his first big thing.
Yeah.
And, like, his first thing. And it was a big thing. And so the expectation then when you start off hot is that you're going to keep doing the blockbusters. And so him being able to kind of ride a few years off of that, I think he's getting to that point in his career where he is happy to. I would assume he's happy to take these kind of projects. I hope he is. He's freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take more of these kinds of projects, Sean, because you're awesome.
Yeah, he's good, man. I cast him in more things.
I wonder too if, like, when he was in Pacific Rim 2, if it was kind of like okay, not everything is gonna be on the level of Star Wars.
Right.
Maybe I need to choose what I want to do. And I think he also wants to separate himself from Blockbuster Land.
Yes, big time. Based on kind of how he's been talking, I think he wants to get away from.
Then maybe work back in
later
if he wants to.
Yeah,
I think he's, a little bit like Ray Fisher. He is a young black actor who is not afraid of speaking out against kind of the injustices of the studio system and Hollywood in its current form. That's not going to make you a lot of friends. And so, taking projects for Netflix may be the quote-unquote consequence of that, but if you can make bangers, man, they'll hire you back eventually.
Well, he killed it. He's great. Great.
Just go prove him wrong and win an Oscar.
Dude,
Heck yes.
Sick.
Can't wait.
I would love that. Just shock the world and They Cloned Tyrone takes Best Actor and everybody goes, What? That'd be awesome.
All right. Really cool. Did you guys have any other cons, positives we missed?
I don't really have any cons, honestly.
I think
I expected to, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I think some of the supporting cast is okay. And then I do feel like the end is pretty quick.
It wraps up fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to say it.
No. We don't want to spoil anything. But I can see where that would be criticism. Yeah. I can get behind that. It didn't bother me.
There was
all
also
that much,
like little tiny things where I was just like, wait, what? Like, I was really confused about who Junebug was.
Yeah, we had kind of talked about that.
Because there's two child characters in the movie, but like one of them is just a picture on the wall, and one of them's a character, and I was like, oh, they're the same.
And they look the same.
Yeah.
Like, they look similar. So like,
and then they're not, and I was like, oh, okay. I need to catch up and recalibrate here, because I've been observing this wrong.
Yeah.
I also think I'll say this as a positive. The third act goes way bigger than I expected it to. For the movie it is.
Yeah.
And it works.
Dude, I love their
I wasn't
plan.
taken out of it.
The plan they concoct, I think, is awesome.
It's great.
It's super creative.
Yeah. Yeah, and it feels, I mean, for as much as the first and second act feel indie, like the third act does feel a little more Hollywood, but it's a nice balance. It doesn't go so far over that it feels like it is a completely different movie. And I would attribute a lot of that to the acting and the especially in the third act when Kiefer Sutherland's interacting with them. That's fun. It's a nice good guy bad guy relationship that they have. So
you're just watching the trailer over and over.
Yeah, well, it's just on the.
I'm gonna give
IMDb.
Give our
ratings.
I'll give it a fanboy worthy. I think it's awesome. Go watch it.
I'll give it a very, very strong fanboy worthy.
I do give it a fanboy worthy. Stamp it fanboy worthy across the board.
That's right.
3 for 3. Definitely worth your time.
Absolutely.
I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed it. I thought I would like it.
Yeah, I remember like the trailer when we saw the trailer, we were like, "Oh, that looks good," and then like it delivered.
And it's done. You're like, "Okay, that was really good."
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
which is nice because we've been burned by good trailers before. Secret Invasion.
Well, We're not gonna do a full Secret Invasion review because we did
it
already. But for those of you who have maybe not tuned in to the very spoiler heavy TV talk episodes, real quick, let's just give our kind of season review. Maybe a one sentence, like what's your tweet review of the season of Secret Invasion?
Worst thing in the MCU, dumpster fire.
I will.
You can think that's hyperbole if you want to, and maybe it is, but it's true.
I think it's just a show that kind of loses sight of what it was hoping to be across the length of the season. And I also give it a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I think that the show is completely confused about how it was marketed, which is no fault of the show, but how it's marketed does not do this show any favors. That said, even once you get past the marketing and you just take the show for what it is, I don't think it really understands what it wants or needs to be. From a character's perspective, certainly. It has an end goal that it more or less gets to, and it's not satisfying at all. So I as well give it a dumpster fire.
What?
Sorry,
Woof.
Secret Invasion.
You tried. Kind of.
They did something.
You showed up.
They made it.
They made it.
That's for sure.
All right, well, let's move on to our news section and Fanbox. Couple sad things. We'll just get out of the way real quick. Paul Reubens and Angus Cloud, both actors, passed away today or this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sucks. Paul was most known for
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
Mm-hmm.
Brought a lot of laughter and a lot of joy to a lot of people. Angus was kind of a breakout in Euphoria. Really struggled with mental health issues. Was very open about that. And I would like to take this time to remind you that there are people out there who care about you. And there are services if you feel like you need to talk to someone. So take advantage of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Onward to happier stories? Or maybe...
How about a mixed story?
A mixed story. There we go.
I just wanted to give a little box office update. I think Mission Impossible passed 400, which is good. I think that movie deserves it. Unfortunately, its budget ballooned like crazy.
These are worldwide numbers?
Yes.
COVID budget killed Mission
Yeah.
Impossible.
That movie's super awesome.
Tom Cruise put that production on his back and was like, we're filming through COVID.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the cost.
You know what's awesome, though? He doesn't care about the box office.
No, he doesn't.
He'll put his own
He
money
just
on
wants people to go see movies. He probably prefers if it was his, but he's just happy people are going to the movies.
Yeah.
Barbenheimer is still doing great. Barbie passed 780 international, which is crazy.
It's now the third highest grossing film of the year.
It's also my third prediction of the year.
Yeah. Keep rubbing it in. People that don't have a single one. We get it. You're a genius, Tyler.
I'm going to go ahead and mark that one green for
It'll be... What did
2
you
points.
put it as?
I said Barbie will make more at the box office than Black Adam.
Oh.
And then I said greater than 450 million.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Obviously. It'll be number 2 next weekend. After next weekend.
Unfortunately, the most recent blunder is Haunted Mansion, which made 33. International.
Yeah.
That's
$1 million.
That's worldwide.
That's ugly.
150 million budget.
What was the domestic on that? Like 12?
20 something.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying, maybe don't put Jared Leto on your movie.
Oh no! This is 100%.
I don't know if I'm right.
This
read
is
between the lines.
100% a studio trying to bury a movie for a tax write-off. Who releases a movie called Haunted Mansion in July, the week after Barbie and Oppenheimer? A studio who doesn't want people to watch their movie.
You know, you're not wrong. I just think think there's a sneakier way to launder money.
I got 2 predictions.
You know, I fully have bought into that theory. There's just,
100%.
There's no other way
100%.
that movies are like making that much and costing that much. It's just so ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
It's time for the independent film community to rise up.
Boys, I got 2
A24 is like, you got it, buddy.
I got 2 predictions this week.
You predicted that Haunted Mansion would do butt cheeks?
No, I got Mutant Mayhem would be the first fresh Ninja Turtle movie ever.
You never
Critics
know.
score greater than 75%.
I mean,
it's at 97%.
It'll come down to 74.
All of a sudden, it's gonna get roasted by all the super old people that were just late to the critic showings. Like, oh, I hate this turtle movie with teenagers. It's garbage.
Well, it's looking good. This is like my best prediction year ever.
Why is this teenage turtle ninja movie woke? So I'm sure somebody's saying that.
So, absolutely.
Turtles
don't
talk.
My next story is that apparently the Lando show is still happening over at Disney
I think
Plus.
I sent this to you guys today, didn't I?
With now with Donald and Stephen Glover to write the show.
And the writer found out he was fired by seeing it on social media.
Classy. Lucasfilm. Classy.
Yeah, like, did you see his quote tweet?
No.
He quote tweeted, like, the announcement. It was like, this is me finding out that I was fired.
Oh.
It's like, woof.
I mean, he's probably a part of the WGA, so he's not probably on speaking terms with anyone right now from the company, man. And they were just like, "Rrr." Although, like, ironically, neither is Donald Glover. Like, he's in the actor strike right now.
Yeah, he can't even act
can't
in his
work
own
on
thing.
it.
But he just stole some kid's job.
Yep.
Kid. I don't know how old he was.
It's crazy, man. And speaking of, like, stuff from the strike, I have a news story that I guess the film G20 got a waiver to move forward amidst the strikes, but Viola Davis is stepping away from the production, kind of in solidarity with the strikers.
Is it like a British film?
I don't know what
because
it
I keep
is.
seeing that, like, they have different unions or
Yeah,
something.
well, yes, they do. Yeah, which is why, like, Game of Thrones can keep filming right now.
It's an action thriller for Amazon.
So probably not. They would have just probably a different production company.
She's producing and starring in it.
Yeah, so and maybe it's her production company who may not be associated with the AMPTP. May have made a separate deal with them. I don't know.
But
all those Apple and Amazon shows are all outsourced to all the different production companies anyways, so
I'm sure Citadel's AI is just cranking at the bit, getting that new script out.
Over in the chat, Gamelor Master asks, did y'all talk about that Spy Kids relaunch?
Oh yeah,
epic!
I saw
there was
that
like
there was a trailer for it.
Was there an actual trailer?
There's a trailer for it today. I sent it to Dana and I didn't watch it.
I didn't even know Spy Kids was being rebooted.
Yeah,
Robert Rodriguez, baby.
Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who else? Who's the mom? And I'm guessing I won't know who the kids are.
Jane the Virgin chick.
Okay.
Spy
You know what I'm talking about.
Kids.
She's in Annihilation as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's good.
She is good.
She's really good in Annihilation.
Called Armageddon. Gina Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Oh, Armageddon, things are gonna get crazy.
DJ Catrona's in it.
Billy
Magnuson's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the cast already.
I also have not seen the
Who's making it?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Less interested. Luke is now less interested in it.
So in my Letterboxd review of I Cloned Tyrone, my first line is Netflix originals are either hit or miss. This one's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I'm predicting a future miss. There's just
Here's the trailer.
the things that you can see have care put into it, like They Cloned Tyrone and something like this, where it's just like, I don't know, this feels like it could just be a paycheck.
This part right here where the fire blows up, like, and it's very clearly like just little fountains of fire for pyrotechnics. You're like, what are we doing here?
least it's practical.
I think at the end of the day, Spy Kids, the kids have to have chemistry.
Does the launch till time?
Now
there's a throwback.
That
reference.
absolutely looks like a Naboo speeder. How is that even not some sort of IP breaking thing?
Does this trailer also have the real life Beirut explosion in it?
Ooh. Awkward. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not listening. I haven't listened to it with audio yet, but I think it's
might be fun for the family.
That's what I was gonna say. Like for me with a kid who this is probably gonna
aimed at.
I don't think I'm the target audience, so I probably shouldn't just sit over here and whine about it.
It may be fun. So who knows? Thanks for bringing that up, Nick.
And in case you weren't aware, I guess we can just mention it. In the trailer for the creator, Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards. I always want to say Evans. His new sci-fi movie. They put CG into the actual footage from the Beirut explosion into their trailer and movie, and don't really know if that was the right move. In fact, I very much disagree with it. But
it's wild, dude. I would have never caught that.
I would have never. And my guess is someone was probably hoping somewhere that they won't catch this. I don't know at what level that is. If that's
it could just be a CGI studio that was like, we're just gonna.
It's a VFX house that's overworked, and it's like, hey, we need a shot of an explosion, and we'll throw in a few futuristic CGI buildings, and someone at the house checked it off. They ran it by people at the studio and the director. Like, again, at the end of the day, someone's got to take responsibility for it. I'm not willing to be like Gareth Edwards, lay your head on the chopping block.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a reason to boycott the movie.
No,
which people love doing these days. Just take it out of the movie and apologize. That's it.
Yeah.
Not needed. You know what? It's just an explosion. You don't even need to change anything. Just take it out. Done. You don't have that angle.
Right. Yeah.
It's just such a weird thing
pretty simple
to try.
Tyler, you've been pretty quiet. What new stories you got over there?
My last one, Nintendo is reportedly planning to release their next-gen system in the back half of 2024. So I would guess holiday 2024 is their target, so they can get them sold for Christmas.
Yep.
I'm guessing you don't have the answer to this, but when they say next gen,
it's probably going to be on par with the Xbox One.
Okay.
For them, it's next gen.
That's next gen enough, I guess. There's 1.5 teraflops. Like quadruples the Switch.
I was gonna say, like, the Switch is like a Game Boy Color compared to an Xbox One, so
I'm really curious to see what they do.
I want to know what they're gonna call it.
I just want to know if it's going to be like a normal video game system, or is there going to be some weird thing that they're going to do, like, oh, it has motion control and you can put it on your shoes or something. I don't know.
It's just going to be a Switch again, is my guess, but upgraded.
A more powerful Switch.
Yeah.
The Switch 2.
You can wear this Switch as a hat.
The Switch 360.
Switch 2 is my guess, yeah. A good name for it.
Something. Yeah.
Don't
scratch and sniff screen. I gotta find which room to go in.
Oh, I think it was the 3DS. You could like blow into the screen to like do certain things in the game.
The normal DS had that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's on the PlayStation 5 DualSense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's how you'd like blow up the balloons in Mario Kart battles. You'd have to blow into your DS and you get extra balloons so you could have 5.
That's so weird, but it works.
Oh
so
boy.
It's an interesting technology.
It's something. All right, well, we've got a couple Fanbox questions.
We still have Sony news to get to.
What?
We don't have to really spend a lot of time on it.
Sony,
No.
yeah.
They delayed all their stuff.
They delayed all their stuff because they're petty and don't want to... They want to appear to be like, we can't give you these things because of the strikes. And they absolutely still could.
Craven getting delayed almost a year is crazy.
It's just them at this point.
Destroyed one of my predictions, which already got destroyed because of Madam Web moved to next year already. So I had to change it. So I'm going to change. No, what? Screw it. It's wrong.
Yeah, like
wrong.
everything's getting moved. So don't expect any more Spider-Man things for a while.
Yeah, I think that's the big one, is that Spider-Verse is delayed indefinitely.
I feel like that was going to happen.
Anyways, this was a good excuse for them to just do it and not have it be like the thing.
Not have a bunch of backlash.
Like they hadn't done voice act work yet, and that's usually pretty early.
It's very early on. Yeah, you animate to that.
Yeah. Okay, now I need you to match exactly what your character's saying. I know the mouth just goes up and down, but you got this. You're a good actor.
You're a pro.
So yeah, it's disappointing. Disappointing, but look, I'm still here with the writers and actors. Strike on.
You know what? We were talking about this before. I think the directors should also go on strike to really just throw a notch into the system. And VFX artists should unionize and also go on strike because they get thrown under the bus, also by us, almost every week. CGI in this movie sucks! It's like, we had a week to work on it. What do you want? Strike! Boom!
Do you want me to create an explosion from scratch, or can I just use the Beirut one?
I want you to go outside.
It's awkward silence.
I want you to go outside, light your own bomb off, record it, and use that as reference.
Oh.
And then just make it look worse in CG because you only have 12 hours to complete the job.
You know,
Seems reasonable.
I think one of my predictions for 2024 is going to be that all the AIs that get implemented in the film industry, like, immediately unionize.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that what the creator's about?
Probably.
That is such a good prediction.
Oh.
That would be hilarious.
Let me know. Can you let me know if you decide not to use that? Because I'm just gonna use it.
Okay.
I'll just steal that. Like AI steals everything.
There's your short film.
Yes.
About this dude.
A workplace comedy where all the AIs unionize.
There you go.
Brilliant.
That's awesome. All right. Fanbox questions, right? Is that where we were going next?
Yes. But first we have to say welcome to the show over in the chat, Baroque and Roller, who just got home from Mutant Mayhem. We are super hyped about that.
Can we start the show over from the beginning?
Absolutely. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. We're going to skip a little bit. We're going to actually go right into our Fanbox.
Nice. Shortest episode ever.
Yeah, very cool.
We don't really have a main topic this week, so...
Wait, let's do our Secret Invasion review really quick for him. Bad. Okay, now keep going.
Dumpster fire.
Okay, so actually our first Fanbox question is about Secret Invasion. I'm going to do a little bit of redacting to keep things spoiler-free. But anyone who's watched it will understand what we're talking about. Is Redacted, a character, legitimately now the most powerful character in the MCU?
No. And,
the MCU power scales so wildly that...
Let me just end this conversation for everybody. Is this character very powerful? Yes. Who still exists in this universe? Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange. There. Magic, boom, they're done.
Yeah. End of debate.
I just don't like. Almost like half the powers that character got are redundant, and the other half are meaningless.
Yeah.
The only one that like I feel like are good are. It's a spoiler, I guess. So I just want to say
there are some. Yeah.
There's honestly two that I think that matter.
Yeah, and everything else is I'm a strong person.
Both Captain America and Winter Soldier are powers that the character gets. Guess what? They have the same powers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's other characters in the Harvest that they get that are stronger, smarter, all that stuff. Unless I guess the character gets Captain America's
I can do this all
optimism.
Day.
He has the ability of optimism.
This character won't give up. I can do this all day. Why did I even say that?
Oh, yes. I love it.
But no, Scarlet Witch is still the most powerful
I was going to
character.
say, I think as long as Scarlet Witch is a character,
yeah,
there's nobody stronger.
And are we going to introduce the X-Men soon? So are they out there? Because then if Phoenix is there, that too, it's over, man.
Phoenix has got to be like the villain for Phase 6 or something like that.
Are we going to do that story again? Woo! One more time. Third time's a charm, right? You got to get it right on the third time.
Absolutely.
They definitely
will. They'll nail it
Kevin
eventually.
Feige's directing this one.
Yeah, Marvel's killing it right now. They'll definitely get it right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we have another Fanbox question. I think this one is also from Nick.
Yeah, this one is from Nick. Yes.
What movie? So this is in relation to the fact that there was a Senate hearing here in America on aliens or
nobody cared.
What is it? It's not UFOs anymore. It's like UPAs or something.
USPS. United States Postal Service.
The USPS. What movie do you think will be the most accurate when everything about aliens is revealed? Which one got it most right?
Who's going first? I have an answer.
I also have an answer, but I'll let you go first.
District 9. Because we here on planet Earth are super racist.
I like that.
They're going to show up and be like, listen, our car broke down. And we just kind of want to leave. And be like, go live in the slum, you trash. Don't tell me that planet Earth would not do that.
You're not wrong. It fits. So
we have a terrible track record.
We do. We're not batting 1,000 at all. I'm gonna go with weird take here, Annihilation, and how it will impact our ecosystems, more so than things actually just walking around amongst us.
Yeah. I like it. I'll go with Contact. I think it's like
that was one I thought about saying.
I feel like that's a cheesy answer because it's already so like realistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the funny answer, but
what would be your funny answer?
My funny answer?
Independence Day. A Quiet Place.
You know what my first answer was?
Oh, Lepke's answer was my pick was Chicken Little.
Oh, yes. Heck yes.
You know what my first answer was before I switched to District 9?
What?
Avatar.
Mm.
We're the invader, and we're still racist.
Yep. How about Arrival, where it's like they're trying to come and warn us about something, and we're like...
They're just here to talk. They're like, hey, you guys gotta get a grip. Just be like, no. I actually have a lot written down here.
Oh, give me more.
Did anybody write down Nope?
I have that written down.
Okay.
Where people just want to film it and cash in on it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just trying to exist, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like a lot of mine are
over.
just...
Mortal Kombat Annihilation? Yes, that one.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely that one.
I have E.T. written down. Maybe not the kid side of it, but like an alien got left here and it's just waiting for its buds.
It's like, oh crap.
It's like, man, I gotta build a radio or something. Signs.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they came.
I think that one's like the easiest
Yeah.
answer. And then, honestly, War of the Worlds. Mainly just the only aspect of it being that like all the aliens get sick and die. Because they're not made to live here.
I assume like that's the only reason we haven't been invaded yet is because there's like something
There's a
toxic
barrier.
about our environment.
Aliens are actually
Humans.
They can't figure
It's
it out.
humans.
They can't figure out the solution
The
without
toxicity
revealing
is-
themselves. So
the
it's like,
toxicity
is
is
it really
us.
worth it? Ah.
Like they're just scanning us, be like, man, these people keep dying. Like this one ate an egg and was fine. This one ate a different egg and died. What's going on?
You know what movie I want to be accurate?
Loki also adds Transformers.
That's what I want it to be. I just want it to be, why are there dumb robot shifting cars? I don't know, but I want it to be real.
Oh, that made
Because
me so
I hate
happy.
it so much.
And I love it. That would make me so happy. I'd probably die, but you know what? I'd get to see a real life giant mech, and I think that'd be worth it.
It would be something.
What do you think's more likely, though? Transformers version or Pacific Rim version? Because they're aliens from a different dimension. They just come from the ocean.
Well, one
Bottom
is
of the ocean. They're just really big. And the kaijus were technically...
Here's the deal. I don't ever
won't spoil
think...
stuff.
I don't...
Tyler hasn't seen the second one yet.
I've not seen.
I don't think...
I'm gonna say
Is Guillermo psychic?
Man of Steel.
Maybe.
Any Superman movie is the most accurate.
An alien shows up and just chills. He's like, look like these people.
I could live in Kansas.
Just hang
It's
out.
not bad.
It ain't that bad.
I like farming.
Well, 50 years ago it wasn't that bad. Now we've got, average summer days of 109 degrees.
I think Superman would be all right with that.
Probably. He does like sunshine.
Yes. You'd just be.
He wouldn't have been a fan of
They'd be
May.
so
but-
powerful with nothing to do. He'd just be like, just like hulked out all the time. You're like, what's up with this dude, man? He's like,
He's living the new American dream, which is just buying a ranch out in Wyoming and
just
like
hanging out with Kevin
hanging out.
Costner.
Yeah.
The last one I had written down was Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where it's just like a parasite.
Nobody wrote down the thing.
I had thought about it.
Yeah. I think that would be a fun one.
Just like an alien being like a parasite that invades. Look. It's an alien! Oh my god! They're here! Like kind of manipulating your body.
Mm-hmm.
Cordyceps style.
Yeah.
Sick.
Love it.
I wonder if they're going to remake that again. It's only been made like 5 times.
Love alien talk. This was fun.
This was fun. This is a great question. Thank you, Nick.
Do we have another one? We out of questions.
I think that was the last one.
Boo.
Boo.
Well, don't let me just sit in awkward silence
What if-
while I'm scrolling back
could it
through
be
our
Ninja
conversation
Turtles?
here.
That count?
Are they aliens? I mean, they're turtles
They're
and they get hit
mutants, so no,
ooze.
probably not. Ooh, Power Rangers. Aliens in that.
Go,
by... How about
Power
Voltron?
Rangers.
I'll take Voltron.
Just Rick and Morty.
It's invincible. Just everybody just gets killed. Just game over for all of us.
What was the name of that TV show that Alan Tudyk was in on like Sci-Fi or something?
No, it wasn't Happy.
He like takes over somebody's body and he just tries to like...
Resident Alien,
Yeah.
I think is what it's called.
Maybe that one. Men in Black. Maybe that's the most... They're actually already here.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
Resident
whistleblower.
Alien. How did I pull that?
The
I've never
whistleblower
seen
was like, we have like a whole department that's, in charge of hiding these crafts and recovering them, and so like it's that'd be a Men in Black style-esque government agency that already exists.
Here's one, and I know it's not an invasion story, which I feel like is kind of the question, but The Expanse. We're just out there exploring, and we eventually find this parasite type thing that just takes over societies and destroys them.
Got a lot to look forward to with that show.
Expanse is really good, man.
We got a lot to
That's
look
the
forward
one.
to with aliens.
That's
So tune in next week for episode 2 of Alien Talk.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm
we just
so
got another
down.
question though.
Oh, yes. All right. Over in the chat, Broken Roller asks, which Ninja Turtle is your favorite?
Spoiler alert, if I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, it's probably pretty clear. I almost wore it tonight, but I decided to save it for next week because we're probably all going to see Ninja Turtles.
Heck yeah.
Mine's Leonardo.
I always liked Michelangelo because he was the funny one. And he would skateboard.
Brett's like, I don't know their names.
I know their names. I don't know their personalities well enough to tell you like which
Just
one
watch
I
the
like.
most recent trailer. It tells you, kind of.
Leonardo's the leader.
Yep. Leo's the leader.
Raph's angry.
Raph's the angry one who makes.
Donatello's the nerd.
Correct.
Michelangelo's a party dude.
I guess I'm Donatello.
Good one. He's my second favorite.
Is Donatello the one that always has all like the extra little gear and stuff like that?
Not always, but in the Michael Bay movies, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's the purple one.
Yes, purple.
Yeah, he's my second favorite.
Staff.
And then Michelangelo's my third favorite, and Raph is my least favorite.
Which one did you say?
Mikey.
So we just left Raph off completely. Screw you, Raph.
I like them all. Like they're all great, but Raph is definitely in fourth on the
Leo's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's the leader. I always thought he was interesting. Like Raph has an anger problem. Donatello's a dork, which I thought was fun. And Mikey's.
I actually really relate to
cool.
Shredder.
Nice.
Whoa.
And then Leo's just trying to keep it all together.
I'm more of a bebop.
All of those answers check out. Hey, Nick even thought I'm a Donnie, so.
I'm more of a Foot Clan crony.
Who's the Casey Jones of the group?
Who's the April O'Neil?
Well, you could be Casey and your wife could be April.
This is true. You get to wear a hockey mask and beat people up with a hockey stick. Kind of dope.
But if I wear a hockey mask and then Batman shows up, he's gonna reprimand me.
He's gonna beat the hell out of you.
Depends on the version of Batman.
He's gonna put you in the hospital.
What makes you and me different?
With crippling medical bill.
Pants.
He'll put you in the hospital so you can live out the rest of your days with crippling medical debt.
America, the system works.
Just 1 year before you decide to become a vigilante and Batman beats the living piss out of you, take out vigilante insurance. So that, like, oh, if you get beat up by a vigilante and it's wrongful.
Yeah. Who offers that? Who has the
State
best
Farm.
rates?
State
Farm? Jake, I'll give Jake a call.
There you go.
He's there for me 24/7.
Love it.
Okay.
Does he wear khakis?
Great. Absolutely.
Nice.
Except during the summer, he wears khaki shorts.
He's on NBA 2K as well. So if you're looking for him there, you can find him.
Playable?
I don't know, but he's in the story.
Can I cross over LeBron with Jake from State Farm?
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Sold!
Oh.
Cross, has he?
Oh, dude, we need to find this again.
What a great video.
Good times.
This is true. Arnett is in the newer ones. Also, the Batman and Ninja Turtle crossovers are great. If you've not watched or read them, they're really fun.
You've talked about them a number of times.
Yeah. I've not read the third
them
one.
out at some
I've
point.
only read the first two. There's a third one now. And I have the movie if you want to borrow it.
Nice. All right.
It's weird. It's really weird.
What have you guys done anything fun in the week?
Oh, I guess we do want to do that, huh?
We should.
Very quickly, I can go. Finish The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Good book about what would you do if you could live your life differently. Pretty interesting read. Luke and I watched Memento. I had never seen it before. That's a fanboy worthy. I loved it. Kind of can't stop thinking about it because it blows my mind. It's really weird. Still watching Quarterback. Episode 3 now. Started episode 4. So that's going well. I like the show quite a bit. Playing Octopath Traveler 2 because I finally found out that what I thought was a bug was not a bug.
Oh.
And I was able to get past it. So I can now continue my playthrough. So I'm very happy about that. And then, this is more of like an announcement than anything. I potentially will be back on the Bleacher Report app under the Big 12 News section later in August.
Ooh.
I am going to help my partner Donnell prep the show, get everything ready, and hopefully I get to be on the show, but the show is on my second kid's due date, so I'm kind of on standby for it. So I'm going to help get everything across the finish line, and if I get to record it, great. If not, go support my buddy Donnell. We'll talk more about that as it gets closer. But yeah, Bleacher Report reached back out. So
can you say what you're talking about?
Yeah, so August 28th, we're going to be doing a show predicting the standings, the official standings for the Big 12. So you will go through and like determine everybody's record and see where everybody lands on the board. So a lot of prep work for that.
Do you have to do even more research now because they just added Colorado?
No, because Colorado's not playing this year in the Big 12.
I mean, next year.
Correct. Correct. So, it'll be really fun. Looking forward to getting all that prepped and ready. It's something I'm pretty passionate about. So, can't wait. It's gonna be fun. And then the last thing I did, Luke and I did together as well. We watched the first 2 episodes of Twisted Metal last night, and I actually liked it quite a bit. It was pretty fun. It's a fun show. It's not anything that's gonna blow you away, but it's a good time. It knows what it is. There's plenty of good laughs. Anthony Mackie seems to be having a blast in it. I'm digging it. I'm looking forward to watching more.
I feel like I've seen Anthony Mackie do comedy before, but he's a lot different in this.
Yes.
He's like a goofball.
Very.
And you know what? I have no skin in the game for this show. Was not going to watch it, but
the reviews were good.
The only reason I have Peacock was because I wanted to watch Sunday Night Football, and my signal was poopy. And I saw a commercial for Peacock, and it was sign up now. It's $1.99 for the next year.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, okay.
$2, sure.
So now you've just got it.
That's a steal. And there's good stuff on Peacock. And now I'm able to watch the show. We'll go away in December probably. And I'll probably lose that deal. I'll do it again.
I did see another deal for $1.99, but I don't think it was quite a year. I think it was 3 months or something like that. Yeah.
Well, it is every month. Also, I should say.
Oh,
I'm billed
$1.99
$1.99 each
yeah.
month.
Yeah.
$1.99 for a whole year is stupid. That's why they're $1 billion in debt.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's a fun show.
It is fun.
The first episode was a lot better than the second episode, I'd say. But I laughed way more than I expected to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited to.
I'm excited to keep watching it.
Yeah. I honestly, if you were just okay, I'm just gonna watch it on my own, I would stop. But since I'm watching it with you, I think that makes it a lot more fun.
I think watching this with someone makes it more palatable. Yeah. I would agree with that. Because if I was watching it alone, I think I would still watch it just because I grew up playing those games. And so I'm really curious to see if they'll bring in some of the more outlandish characters.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very different. If you grew up on these games, it is not even remotely close to what the games are about. So
it's real.
Hey, maybe.
Believe in the silver-haired god.
AKA Cisco. The thong song guy. That wasn't a joke. It's a thing. It is definitely a part of this show for some reason. But no, man, it's fun. It knows what it is. Mm-hmm. And there is actually a pretty cool car set piece in the first episode when they're in the mall. I think this is kind of dope.
So far have been
pretty good.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And the costuming, Sweet Tooth, I think looked really good.
Yeah.
He's really been the only super eccentric character, and I'm sure there's going to be more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah. I think I'll have a lot of fun finishing it. Will it be good? I don't know, but at least
probably,
it'll be fun.
I would bet it probably won't. It was so funny. There's a bit where a character is introduced, and Luke and I were yeah, I think Luke actually said it out loud, but we were both thinking it, and Luke's so yeah, they're definitely the bad guy, right? And I was yeah, probably. But if they didn't do it, it'd be a breath of fresh air. And then it was
2 seconds later.
Yeah, 2 seconds later, it's oh yeah, definitely the bad guy. But also, we kind of talked about how that's a positive too. It's they don't hold it. That's going to be the reveal, but they don't hold it. They're just we're going to reveal it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
They're not trying to be twisty and
no, it's pretty
melt
straightforward.
your brain. It's no, this was a video game with no story, where you drive cars.
Yep, and
shoot guns.
Yep,
and that's what we're gonna do. And it was fun.
Yep, it was. I look forward to watching more of it.
Nice.
That's what I did.
Cool. The only other thing I did this week was I watched Invincible Adam Eve special.
I still need to do that.
Such a good episode, man.
It is.
It's so
really
good.
Is.
You'll love it, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler, you will love it. It adds a whole another dimension to her character. Mm-hmm. And it explains a lot of why she is the way she is, and
And I had even forgotten like the stuff like with her parents.
Yeah.
Her adoptive parents,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just like context flowing out the wazoo, and it's just like, this is really cool.
It's really cool. It's great. I would love if more shows, or I don't know if films, I don't know what the right medium is necessarily. Like, this works really well for her. It's a 1 hour spin-off episode type thing that's just about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of what someone like Marvel's been trying to do with their
special looks, or
with
whatever.
with their whole seasons of a show, you know. But I don't know if you necessarily need that. If you can afford to introduce them into the main, you know, franchise via a mainline film, give them a 1 hour little special thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get with live action, that's hard to justify making something like that.
They've done animation now,
but
why not?
Yeah, this is awesome, and I hope we get additional things like this each season.
I mean, something even
for a variety of
Sandman
characters.
Something Sandman did was they gave their show, and then they're like, "Here's two more episodes that don't really go into the narrative, but it's just really cool information."
Yeah,
adds context.
Yep. Yeah. So as much as I'm disappointed in how Invincible's breaking up its second season, I am super hyped for that show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I dug out my second compendium the other day.
Nice.
Time to get back in, baby. Got to put the big old rubber boots on and climb on in there.
All
Luke,
right.
Did you have anything else?
I do. You had mentioned Memento.
Yeah.
The reason we kind of watched it is because after Oppenheimer, I was like, I want to watch Nolan's movies again. And I'm watching them in order.
Like release order?
Yeah. Release order.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm going to be taking breaks in between the Batman movies, which I'm excited about. So I also watched his first movie, Following. And I had remembered liking it, but I forgot kind of just like how Nolan it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it feels exactly like his other movies. It's tense. The movie takes place out of order, and it has a mystery, and then at the end you're like, oh, wow, that's really cool.
He's really good at that.
It's only an hour and 5 minutes, maybe. It's really short. You can rent it on Amazon for $1. So I think people should do that. It's fanboy worthy. Good stuff. And then Memento, which I freaking love. That's one of my favorite Nolan movies.
It's a good one, man.
Two things though have been taking most of my time this week, and one has been just a major flashback. I plugged in the Wii, put in a GameCube game, and I'm playing an N64 game.
Nice.
I'm playing Ocarina of Time again. Needed a little more Zelda, because I'm just not as extremely positive as the rest of the world with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Needed a little more classic feel. And I play that game until its age starts to get to me and I get off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get back on and I play until the age gets to me and I get off.
Is that always about the same amount of time? Or does it depend what you're doing?
It depends what I'm doing.
Okay.
Like, I was trying to
I
get
was going to say, because I have done that before too.
I was trying to get Epona, and you have to race a guy twice,
Yeah.
and you have to spend 50 rupees, and you only have 99.
Classic.
So I can only do it once before I have to go search for more rupees.
Mm-hmm.
And the controls are just so outdated and frustrating. Like, it took me so long to get it. So, like, I'd race the dude a couple times and would lose and just turn it off and just be like, tomorrow. Another time. Let's just not deal with it. But I love Ocarina of Time. I probably won't even beat it again because so many games are coming out. And I'm not devoting all the time in the world to it. The other thing that I've devoted most of my time to is I've been watching The Bear. I kind of mentioned it last week. This show is so good. I was telling Brett before when I got here. I was like, Brett, you have to watch
I
it.
think he's convinced me to resub up to Hulu for a few months so I can get through it.
For you, Brett, it is 100% worth it. I think you'll just be enthralled with it.
Yeah.
The writing and the acting is just next level. Specifically the acting. It's just so chaotic. It's almost like Noah Baumbach, how it's like characters just talking and talking over and over. And so much is going on, but you know exactly what's happening. And everybody is so good. It's listed as a comedy, which doesn't feel right. It's funny. Like, I laugh, but I'm mainly sad when I'm watching it. Especially just, like, with what the characters are going through. There's an episode in season 2, which is just, like, it's honestly pretty hard to watch. It deals a lot with messed up family and mental illness. And Carmi, the main character, has just this really messed up family, and it's such a good episode, and the cast is stacked. There's so many A-listers, and just even in the season, like, one of the characters goes to a different country and he's working with another chef, and it's a guest actor, and I'm not gonna ruin who it is, but you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It gets a lot of buzz, man.
And then, like, the one I will say, and his mom is played by Jamie Lee Curtis. She is so good. Like, she won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. She was great in that movie. In this, she's, like, 100 times better. Like, it is a powerhouse performance. It is incredible.
Man.
I'm as high as, like,
excited over here.
A fanboy worthy can go. I do want to give it a booyah, but it's, some people just won't like the constant yelling and cussing, because that's what a lot of the show is, and then every once in a while you get a heartfelt conversation. So fanboy worthy as high as it can possibly go. Awesome, fantastic show. Cannot wait for season 3 whenever that comes out. Highly recommend.
Awesome.
Obviously, I would love for you to watch it too. I just know you have so much going on, and shows are hard for you to watch.
Yeah.
So, if you ever get to it, but
are they 30-minute episodes?
Normally they're 30 to 40. It's FX, so they just kind of make the show.
Appreciate that.
The episode that I talked about with Jamie Lee Curtis is over an hour. So it depends on the episode.
Take the time you need for the chunk of the story that you're telling.
FX is the only cable network that ever did that. And I feel like everybody else fell behind by not doing that. Everybody's like, nope, 45, maybe 50. HBO also does that, which I think is good.
Yeah.
And then Netflix is just like, they're all over an hour. Put some filler in there.
Well, cool. I think that's going to wrap up our episode tonight. Looking forward to next week. Thank you all for joining us live in the chat. You can always do that. We're live on Twitch Monday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time. Yep, next week we'll be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And until then, see ya.
Goodbye.